Welcome to program trading. Not even, what am I saying? Welcome to the Mass Journal. Program trading, that's the thing that I'm working on. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know what this is. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot happening. There's a lot going on in my mind. But I am realizing that, okay, the motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. Now, what I just did there is systematic. Me saying that directs me on what I need to do. Same with trading. Whenever you trade, you recite your trading process so it can direct your performance. Now, what I discovered recently is that I discovered multiple things. Number one is that my gradual trading system, besides it being situational where I have small funds and I fund over long periods of time, it taught me how to trade right. It taught me how to trade right for that specific account size. Not even long periods of time, but I've been utilizing that account size consistently because I've been trying to hit a specific goal that I've hit before. Now I didn't understand how I hit it. And what I came to realize is that the market teaches you everything that you shouldn't do and then teaches you everything that you should do. But before it teaches you everything you should do, it teaches you everything you shouldn't do. And the painful thing about it is that you only can learn that through experience, which is crazy. It's crazy. Now, I have this thing that I created for myself called LPC. Here's the thing. Journaling, from what I heard, is to track your route of profitability, how you became profitable, and how you can repeat it. What is profitability? Gaining capital from the market over a long period of time. Now, I'm not saying long term, I mean consistently. You can consistently make profit capital from the market over a long period of time. And you cannot do that without some form of skill. And you cannot do that without understanding funding. These are elements that I got to understand as I'm creating program trading. Program trading is like a compilation of my profitability. All the hypotheses, the theories, the facts, the practicality is program trading. Now, I have two types of program trading. Or let's say three types of program trading. Because you're at a specific point of your trading journey at every given point. Program trading number one, I created it because I had a small account. And I was tired of blowing the small account. I don't like the steam that's happening right there. So I was tired of blowing the small account. I wanted to know how to grow an actual small account without the pressures, the fears of it. Number one is to understand, here's the thing. When your account is small, you trade with fear because every loss could affect you. But in the market, you get to a point where you understand the market so well that you perceive it like this. The small account just needs to grow or hit a specific capital once. Now, this reminds me of what I need to do. The reason I'm trading like this is because it's an internal journey. I have the sense that I need to get it right using this account type. Yes, I'm learning how to utilize larger account types, yes. But the truth is, you understanding how to utilize it is not the same as you being able to utilize it. If I am capable of growing 300 to 200K over a certain space of time, now I'm not going to even put 90 days because another thing that the 90 days taught me is that there is no time limit. You put a time limit to assess the strategies that you utilize so the market can teach you what doesn't work and what does work. And what I've come to realize right now is the deeper understanding of process. What is the process behind the market? Things like the previous trade theory, that there's no such thing as support and resistance. It's created based on the previous trade theory. What trade is running currently? Since that trade is running, the stop loss is not here. If we get a V at 5 p.m. and we buy on a daily chart, this becomes our zone. It's not necessarily a zone, it's your stop loss. It's the only available context that can give you profit. 5 hours later, it's 10. The market creates another point that looks like this, but doesn't necessarily take that out. People will call that support and resistance because that point is not taken out. Why is it not taken out? It's not taken out from the perspective of what's the current running trade. This current running trade stays there as long as structure is not invalidated. And that's how zones are created. It's not necessarily that when the market gets to support, it's going to buy. When it gets to resistance, it's going to sell. But you cannot understand that perspective if you don't use support and resistance and don't go through the losses and don't go through the changes. So I have to give props to myself. As much as I want to be a specific persona, as I do say it in all my videos, that character development is also another choice that you have to take it upon yourself to say, you know what, I see the certain personalities that I have. I see the certain perspectives that I have, but who am I? Who do I want to be as the days go by? And that's the character development that I'm choosing. Yes, does it affect your trading? Because the trading requires a specific character, while you're also cultivating your specific character. There has to be some sort of rendezvous where both match, and no one teaches you that, and that's the frustrating part. But you learn. You learn. So when I talk about program trading, it was a perspective to teach me how to grow my account from 300 to 200K from a hypothesis standpoint, you know, hypothetical perspective. From a hypothetical perspective, that was the program trading was teaching me that. So my assumption was that program trading is training to teach me, not knowing that it's just a point in my trading journey where I'm at, you know, the point where I need to utilize confluence. Right now, I'm creating the final program trading. It's called a new piece. It's the final from the stages of me being broke. Why? Because I just funded. I funded, and the reason I'm not letting up on this thing, it's not because I'm sure that I'm gonna do it. Yes, I am sure, even though I have fear and whatever. It doesn't matter. You just have to choose your struggle. Are you gonna be sure or you're not gonna be sure? Sometimes you just gotta realize that, man, this is it. This is what changes it all, you know. And that's because I've been in the market for way too long. I've been attempting, failing, attempting. My perspective has always been on success. How do I get better? How do I improve? I have a feedback loop, which is my journals, which is the videos I've recorded, which is the material I've been creating for myself every year. So every year, the more I attempt, the market tells me what is possible. And what is possible is understanding that you have a small account. Every loss can wipe you out and damage your psychology, and that's the truth. But the truth about it also is that you going through the journey is an experience on its own. You shouldn't take it like, I've already failed. You haven't failed, nor have you attempted yet. Every attempt is new. And that means the new attempt has a potential of breeding the result that you want. So my perspective is that me growing this $8 to 200K, I need to do it. It's either now or later. Either way, I'm going to have to grow a specific account to a specific account. Either way, I can't run away from the job. Whether I have 500K funding or 2 billion or $2 funding, the goal of every trader is to grow their funding into capital. Something larger than what you currently have. And then from there, the second goal is to have a consistent outlook, not trading the same style or trading the same approach, but having a positive equity curve where consistently you make returns. So we just have two goals as traders: to grow our capital and to maintain our capital over time consistently. But that cannot be done without the journey. It's weird. But I wouldn't even call it weird because the trading space is new. It's kind of like the economical space. It's new. I was reading a book called, I don't know, is it The Intelligent Investor and also The Psychology of Money? They speak about the perspective of the economy being something that's recent. So everything that is economic bound could be a hypothesis, could be an incomplete phenomenon. that means you might have the answers that we are looking for. So you have to take it like that. So I take my trading like that. That this is a new space. As much as trading has been around for at least 150 years, even more. But this is a new space in terms of economy. Compared to science, economy is new. Compared to science, economy is new. And especially the global economy in terms of the market that we trade. Candlesticks and lines and technical analysis, that's new. So new concepts are incomplete. Now, as we attempt, the game itself will teach you the required concepts to actually play it properly. Now, the thing that makes the game have that much spice is the trader. You. Now, we can have the same type of knowledge, but the outcome is you. How I trade and how you trade is two different ways. Even though that the context that pays us is the same context. Why is it two different ways? Number one, the skill we have. Number two, the funding. We understand the funding we have. Number three, the access we have to the market. Are you interacting with multiple pairs or are you interacting with a singular pair? And how often do you interact with that pair? And lastly, the goal. Another concept that I've come to realize that you don't necessarily set a goal in the market. Or should I say, the journey that the market has taught me is that you don't necessarily set a goal. You understand goal setting. You set a goal through Confluence to understand how to assess yourself, and Confluence that can you utilize the same strategy consistently in order to grow an account. And then you also utilize Confluence, which is another plan on its own, from a psychological perspective to understand your account size and how do you grow your account size. So it's two perspectives in one. That is Confluence. It's a stage of trading. After Confluence, you understanding how to utilize the same method. It's professional trading. Professional trading is one that understands how to assess, how to execute, how to journal, how to break down data, how to perceive a goal, which is, my goal is to hit a specific capital return, regardless of the date, regardless of the strategy, regardless of the type of pairs I trade. Now, this doesn't mean be reckless. Be selective, yes, be selective. But completely understand efficiency, ease, effectiveness, and elite performances when it comes to the market. That's how you perceive risk. That's how you perceive market structure. That's how you perceive the perspective of trading from an elite, effective, easy, and efficient manner. These are things I'm learning. Now, I'm learning them as I'm trading. Today, I funded $8. Why don't you just get a job and fund more? And here's the thing with me. What I'm trying to build, I need to get that done. It brushes my ego. I need to hit that target. I need to be able to flip $10 to 200K or 300 Rand to 200K. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to trade like this all the time. That's stupid to assume. It's 200K now. Why would I fund 300K again after I'm having 200K? No. What does that create? It creates the character within me that is capable of doing anything. Here's the thing. The future is crazy. Women, they take half of your shit or of all of your shit. The government takes half of your shit or all of your shit. Things just appear. This is me being, I don't want to say too crazy now. But I just have a feeling that I need to do it. Me doing it is like a goal. It's been a goal that I've been trying to achieve, how to grow the minimum deposit to capital. Then from there, capital into consistency. And you cannot build capital nor have consistency without knowledge, enough skill, enough understanding of your funding, enough access to the market, and understanding of the goal. Now, the last point I wanted to make is that sometimes you don't necessarily set a goal when you're a professional trader. You understand the goal that, yes, after 90 days, I should have a result. Because you don't want to waste your time, you don't want to waste your money, know yourself. In the market, those are the three essential things that you don't want to have shrinkage over, which is what you fund, where you at, and the time you're utilizing. It's August now. August, September, October. By the third month, I should have 200K in my trading account. Why? Because trading is scalable. How do I know this? Because I've been trading for years now. I see how the market reacts. Again, your broker also plays a role in, how your goal is attended to. Now, I saw program trading, the first one, was a bit stale, bit vague, because I was a bit stupid. And I did it regardless of me being stupid, because it was abstract. Abstract in believing in my ability to succeed. And the understanding that trading is survival and progressive. Survive and progress. Survive and progress. Survive and progress. The more I did that, because I stick to particular time frames, I stick to particular pairs, and I stick to a particular trading approach, my understanding of the market broadened up to those specific time frames, to that specific pair. Now, the thing about the market is that the H1 time frame is on every pair. The thing about the market is that structure is on every pair. If you master one pair, you can master multiple. But the way they work is a bit different, because one pair is flexibility. You can trade any time frame. Multiple pairs is selectivity, choosing the best strategy. Now, it doesn't mean you can't be systematic on both and you can't be selective on both. You can, but the stronghold is on this side or on this side. So the pro trader understands that perspective. You cannot understand that perspective if you never went through it. And that's the funny thing about trading. I can make as much videos as I want to help people, but I cannot help people. And that's the thing that has been stressing me out, because I've been trying to create material that can help people. Even the videos I try to make them in a way that you can be practical. But when I think about it, you can't necessarily help a trader. Traders have to go through that specific journey. The journey of the novice, which is where you understand and attempt. The journey of the stupid trader, which is you assume that, the reason you're not making profit is because your strategy is not good enough. The reason you're not making profit is because your funding is not enough. The reason you're not making profit is because your access is not, while not realizing it's all of them. And then your advanced trader, which is you understand you have to utilize a specific method, but you don't want to. Because I was also in that space where I knew that I had to utilize a specific method, but I didn't want to, because I understood demo trading is a waste of time. So I don't want to demo trade. And then when I got time, I actually did it. I used a specific method and I understood how to trade. And that understanding of how to trade, the market tells you that's not how to trade. That's the entry level for you to understand how to trade. If you've never used a method consistently, you'll never know how to trade. It's painful, but it is what it is. Why? Regardless of you having whatever funding you want, you'll change methods and you won't understand why you're changing methods. Utilizing a specific method teaches you that the market doesn't have any methods. It's just purely process. It's a understanding of the process of the market itself and the process of your accounting skill. An example would be from the 18th of May to the 3rd of June on a daily chart, the market was selling on gold. I think it's gold. I was looking at gold. Yeah, I think gold. I was selling on gold from the 18th till the 3rd. Understanding the concept of the market, the process of the market, is understanding that from the 18th until the 3rd of June, whatever happened was supposed to happen. If the market looked like this means the only way you could have made money between those 2 days was if you participated in that sell movement. And that means if you did participate, regardless of the account size that you used, and you were successful, you are a good trader. That means don't be attached to that moment. Now, understanding that specific moment on a daily chart and how much you make changes your entire trading career. For example, if I have my 300 and I put it up there and I make maybe 10K over that span of 2 weeks, I make 10K over the span of 2 weeks. The goal is not to be attached to how I made that 10K, because the context is only significant to the 18th until the 3rd of June. From the 3rd until the next time I trade is significant to that time period. That means context is what breeds results and how we interact with that context. Now, I wouldn't have understood this if I didn't go through the journey of utilizing one strategy, trying to force my understanding onto the market, not understanding that this is a game of just making money. But you cannot make money consistently if you don't understand specific concepts and specific perspectives. Take the risk, but do not be reckless, is what I understand. This is me taking a risk. I know growing an $8 account is frustrating because every loss could affect me. But I have particular time frames. I'm using data-proven methods. Data-proven, the market tells you what's data-proven. This V is 50-50, just like every other trade. But the difference between this V and trading in the middle is that this is a visual stop that you can utilize to connect mechanical points. This, you have to wait for the market to create mechanical points. You see what I mean? And this gives you a straight up trade. It's a buy. Here, it's 50-50. Because if you sell here, the market could go up. If you buy here, the market could go down. Here, the market has to respect going up or invalidate, and its invalidation gives you an answer. The market doesn't hide anything. That's another thing we should understand that. That's because you lost the trade doesn't mean you can't make more money in the opposing trade. That's what the pro trader understands. The goal is not to attach to my understanding. The goal is to have understanding, execute, analyze, make money, or protect myself from losing that money in order to not waste time, money, and myself as the resource of the opportunity and the possibility the market gave me in the now and the future, because that's the only thing that's important, the now and the future. Now I'm talking practical trading. Another thing that I need to add into my practical trading is routine. Confluence taught me routine, but it was a bit juggled up because, again, I was still what can I call the word? But here's the thing, I didn't completely understand what I was doing. Okay, now I don't have too much space. Yeah, I can't be recording for this long. So yeah, it taught me routine. Setting alarms. I trade the hourly chart. So I wake up at 6, I knock off at 8. Every hour there's an alarm. Journaling. When I journal, it's very important to understand the process of journaling, how to journal correctly. First, I explain my understanding of the market on what I see on the chart and how to make money. And then I explain the objectives of the market, the context, the reality on how to make money. I have to remind myself these every day because I can easily just come up to the market and say, I just want to make money. And I will force participation and force perspective, which is what we don't want. We never really calculate anything in the market. Now, that doesn't mean you don't think. You do think, because there's direct trades and indirect trades. Direct trades is you find a W on a daily. Indirect trade, the daily looks like this, and then the H4 is trending. So how do you trade that? You combine the reflections of the two time frames, and you get your trade. Now, when it comes to growing a small account, understanding logic and comfort from my system is understanding that here's the thing. Growing a small, this is me telling myself in my journal, here's the thing. Because of the years that we've gone through attempting this, growing a small account is hard. The reason it's hard is because the losses you take affect you deeply. And the wins you take, considering the work that you have to do around finding one good trade, is a lot. And you take a small win. The thing is, you need to be honest to yourself and say, consistently, you'll perform in a small pace, slow pace. Focus on winning trades. And that's where my mindset and ideology of winning trades came from, instead of focusing on money. Because if you win trades, you make money regardless. Focus on winning trades. At the end of the month, what did we make? We made 4.168, which is a good amount. It's a scalable amount. But the goal right now is we want to trade slow until we hit 20K. No other job besides trading gives you that possibility. And risk management, technical analysis, execution, these are skills that grow. So the more you execute, the more you risk, the more you calculate, the more that skill, that perspective grows. Now, if you journal it, you'll know what's your strong point. You'll know what's your weak point. So the market is understanding that perspective, that moments make you rich, moments make you money. And that's how you should perceive every moment for the rest of your life when you trade. That this moment, as much as I have a goal of 90 days, this particular moment from 18 May till the 3rd of June is moving to the downside and it's giving me money. It's not a matter of my strategy doesn't work. There's the money. Make the money. Your strategy will explain itself in the future, because there's nothing else that could have happened besides what happened between the 18th of May until the 3rd of June. Now, if that particular movement happened from the 18th of May till the 18th of December, what were you going to do? You're going to participate because that which happened was supposed to happen. And what was supposed to happen happens in the market. I don't know that statement yet, but I'm still coming along it. So your mindset should be efficient, elite, effective, and at ease when you trade. I know this account is small, it's difficult, but I just have to get it right once. Get it right once. We don't get attached to the market and our account because the market assumes that you have your shit together. Your skill is intact, your funding is understood, you have enough access, and you have a goal. Lastly, activity creates direction and perspective. Or should I say activity or positive outcome creates direction and action. When you lose and win, the market tells you what you can do. So a lot of people think that's abstract. No, it's progression, not calculated, or progression not noted. When you progress, for example, if I have 300 and I take a trade that takes me to 8,000, maybe a 3-day trade, swing trade to the downside, I have 8,000 now. Regardless of what I put out on my plan and say trade slowly and gradually, I can't do that. Fluency kicks in now because now the daily gives another signal, which is 1,000. At the end of the day, it's just breaking it out that you need to just protect your account and hit your goal. Everything else in between is just noise. But it's not necessarily noise, is what you need to understand. It has to have a structure where it goes to its right or allocated places. So it's weird, but you can structure it. And that is what the newbies program trading I'm making for myself, to understand that entire journey of trading and how to actually trade, fluency, and 10 videos, and then it'll find me trading. Here's the thing. I can't be making excuses and say I'm a great trader and make excuses about account sizes. A pro trader can trade any account size and take it to capital because that's the two goals they understand. It's either you can trade until capital or you can trade consistently and make money consistently. And you can't do that without you being a pro. And you being a pro is something that you tell yourself that you are. And you tell yourself that you are through the experiences and what you're about to experience, which is the now. Right now, I have the opportunity and the possibility to hit my goal. Nothing is going to stop me to hit my goal because the market is there, the account is there, the skill is there. Everyone knows blowing is normal. Blowing is normal. But you're going to try your best to ensure that you don't blow because you're that type of trader. Why? Because you only have to do it once. And even if you do blow, it's not a bad thing, but you only have to do it once. And this is me, my perspective, which is I'm in the zone. After I achieve this goal, now I can trade freely. And I can actually teach people how to utilize their smallest accounts to actually achieve their goals, the perspectives, the mindsets, the strategies, the methods, everything. And that is the reasons for my journals. It's one thing I didn't understand. I have to make the new piece a masterpiece. I already made 4 videos now, and I've been talking about how I'm going to make it. It's because I've been preparing. Trial, error, failure, still perspective of success. Trial, error, failure, still a perspective of success. Trial, error, failure, still a perspective of success. It feels weird because you haven't gotten what you want, but you still have a belief that you are going to get it and you're working towards it. So me, I'm going to take it like that. If you don't achieve it, you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying?